Hey everybody, welcome to Superman Crypto, your host Superman in the house. Now, this is the Bitcoin introduction video to Bitcoin inscriptions or ordinals. We're going to talk about that and BRC20s as well. Lots of cool things happening on the Bitcoin chain and shouldn't be missed, right? Shouldn't be missed. Potentially huge opportunity, and of course, Bitcoin is the most valuable chain on crypto. So let's quickly have a look at an article that was posted on the 4th of April. This gives a good sort of lead into the topic. And of course, Bitcoin Ordinals delay daily inscription surge due to BRC20 tokens. We're going to look at what inscriptions are, Bitcoin inscriptions are, and of course, how to get them and all that sort of stuff, how to trade them. The new daily all-time high has been recorded on the number of ordinals inscribed in the Bitcoin network due to a recently launched token standard for the blockchain. So we're going to get into that. Bitcoin Ordinals reached 58,000 inscriptions on April the 2nd, smashing the previous all-time high of 31,692 on March the 9th. Obviously, there's a relatively new creation on top of Bitcoin. So you think of Bitcoin inscriptions, they're a bit like NFTs, but we'll talk more about that later on. And of course, the surge is believed to be driven by the recent creation of Bitcoin request for comment. So that is the BRC20 tokens. They're obviously a big deal as well. On the Ordinals protocol by a pseudo anonymous on-chain analyst named Domo in early March. So you can see it's only April now, so it's still very early on this. You can see on the June a big upside. We're going to look at that in a second as well. While Ordinals are non-fungible token NFT-like artifacts, so they're similar to NFTs, obviously. NFTs on Ethereum, for example, ERC20s, smart contracts in that sense. So while Ordinals are non-fungible tokens like digital artifacts, which carry data in the form of text, JPEGs, PDFs, videos, and audio formats on the Bitcoin network. So pretty easy to understand there. Ordinals are non-fungible tokens they're similar to NFTs, digital artifacts which carry data from in the form of text. So you can make ones with text, JPEG images, PDFs, videos, and audio formats. So you get a wide range on the Bitcoin network, which is the big deal there, right? A BRC20 token standard utilizes ordinal inscription. So you make an ordinal inscription and you can BRC20 tokens utilize that to deploy token contracts, mint tokens, and transfer tokens similar to Ethereum's ERC20 token standard. So you can see how this is a big deal for Bitcoin, which is really lacking this area. And of course, is a big part of the valuation of Ethereum. So pretty cool. The arrival of Ordinals and BRC20 tokens on Bitcoin were enabled by the Taproot soft fork, which took effect on November the 14th, 2021. That was the enabling technology to do that. Over 55,000 of the inscriptions on April the 2nd came in the form of text-based ordinals, many of which were represented by BRC20 tokens, according to Linus, host of Ordinals Focus podcast. There's obviously been a big boom in this as well. You can see the ordinals by time, and this only goes up to the end of March, so we're obviously 2 weeks after this. But you can see the big jump here with the BRC20s. And you can see that a lot of them are just text-based, all of them, but there are quite a few images as well in the dark colors there. So very cool. Linus explained in a tweet that the spike on this April the 2nd came on the back of the new tools used to interact with BRC20 tokens launched in the last few days. There was a lot of excitement around BRC20s when it launched a month ago, but eventually the hype died down. During the lull, devs built tools to make interacting with BRC20 much easier, and now we're seeing an all-time high interest. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, UX matters. In other words, user experience matters, making it really easy for people to adopt. Among those new tools include Ord.io, Unisat Wallet, and BRC20.com. .io, according to BRC20.io. 1,600 tokens have been created since the BRC20 standard was created. Among the most popular BRC20 tokens include Pepe, Audi, and Punk. So obviously a lot of the famous NFTs on Ethereum there, and currently boasting respective market caps of $2.5, $2.1, $900,000 at the time of writing. Remember, this is the 4th of April. Over 42,700 BRC20 tokens at that time had been minted in 24 hours, mostly coming from the tokens Wizard, Domo, and Bay C, Meme, and Pups. So these are different top popular NFTs. So a pretty big deal. You can see the ranking there. Bitcoin tokens, while the market cap of BRC20 tokens currently sits at less than 10 million on the 4th of April, digital assets from Galaxy Digital believe the Bitcoin NFT market may reach 4.5 billion. So 10 million to 4.5 billion by 2025. And I think it could be particularly explosive. So pretty exciting there. I'll leave the link to this article and you can catch the other links here as well. Pretty cool. Now, some members of the Bitcoin community are still split on whether Ordinals is a good fit for the Bitcoin system. And of course, proponents such as Dan Held suggest it offers more financial use cases on Bitcoin, while others say it's straying from Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer cash system. So obviously, it's also going to have to compete for blockchain space, right? So that's another issue that may come up. So let's have a quick look at what Ordinals are. And you can see here we're on ordswap.io. That's ordswap.io. I'll leave the links. There are a lot more sites up now with Bitcoin inscriptions, BRC20s and things like that. So just note that down. So here are some collections here. So you can either do them individually as inscriptions, or you can group them together as a collection. And of course, the lower the inscription, generally the higher the value, of course. And you can see some buy nows on the marketplace here. Now, there's lots of different marketplaces have different listings on them, but you can see some of the collections here. You got Bitcoin Punks, you got Portal Punks, Fiat Collection, Time Chain Collectibles. Lots of cool stuff in here. Ordinal Punks. Apes on Bitcoin. That's lots of different stuff here. Punks on Bitcoin. Lots of different collections in here as well. So you can see quite a few art, some gifts in there as well. You got Ordinal Apes. So you got lots of stuff here. See some of the prices of the Bitcoin. Pretty interesting. So this is one of the markets that you can do. Now, the cool thing about a lot of these sites is you can actually, set up a wallet. So you can click wallet and you can connect with MetaMask on this particular one. They're all different. Some of them are just Bitcoin. Or import your key. Sign in with XPub beta. So there's a couple of different things. Just depends on the site that you're on. You can also inscribe. In other words, you can set one up. So upload anything to BTC. You can use a file, text, BRC20, Sats, LTC, Dodge. And of course, you just can follow the instructions to set that up. They're typically fairly easy to use. And of course, there's lots of videos out there now too. So it's kind of cool. And you can connect your wallets. So that is kind of neat. Let's go back to some other things on here. You got market, of course, what's happening in the market there. And you can click on one of these, for example, and try and make an order. Sign in to buy. This one here is 13.13 Bitcoin. So you can sort of see this is one of the Satoshis. Now, what else? You got activity as well. And of course, Discord, they got social media. Here's some of the activity. So kind of cool. So you can see how it can really boom. Now let's have a quick look at so that's one of the examples of the marketplaces. There's different others, and they all have slightly different processes for doing inscriptions. Let's have a look at the docs.ordinals.com. This is kind of your beginner's guide. This handbook is kind of a complete beginner's guide, and it's pretty neat. Handbook is a guide to ordinal theory. Ordinal theory concerns itself with Satoshis. So when you're making one of these inscriptions, you're going on an individual Satoshi, which is pretty crazy, pretty cool too. So there can be, billions and billions of these, giving them individual identities and allowing them to be tracked, transferred, and imbued with meaning. So as I understand, we're still in the first block of the Bitcoin blockchain minting of these, of course. Satoshis, not Bitcoin, are the atomic native currency of the Bitcoin network. And of course, every Bitcoin is broken up to 100 million Satoshis, but no further. So that's just one Bitcoin. Just goes to show you. And ordinal theory does not require a sidechain or token aside from Bitcoin. It can be used without any changes to the Bitcoin network. It works right now. Ordinary theory imbues Satoshis with numismatic value, allowing them to be collected and traded as curios. Individual Satoshis can be inscribed with arbitrary content, and that's the key there, creating unique Bitcoin native digital artifacts that can be held in Bitcoin wallets and transferred using Bitcoin transactions. Inscriptions are as durable, immutable, secure, and decentralized as Bitcoin itself. Other more unusual use cases are possible: off-chain colored coins, public key infrastructure with key rotation, decentralized replacement for DNS, etc. So pretty cool. And you can go through the whole of this introduction. I would really do it if you want to get deep dive. You can jump straight to inscriptions. Inscriptions, inscribed sats, arbitrary content. And of course, you can do text or pictures or GIFs and things like that. So it's pretty awesome there as well. So you can go through the rest of it. I'll leave the link in the video description. Now, looking at some other markets, we've got this is one of the early ones. This is openordex.org. Like I say, there's lots of innovation with the UI UXs. Just be careful which one you're logging into, of course, as normal. And it's always good to use a new wallet. It's a good way of setting this up and send a bit of Bitcoin to that to set up your inscriptions. But you can see the marketplaces on here. You can have a look through here on this one. So it's kind of cool. Now, the other one is we're going to have a look at some other markets, but that's the second one. We've got OpenOrd. Let's have a look at some of the markets today. So far, What's the total number of inscriptions to date? It is 1,120,656 total inscriptions to date. So you can see it's really exploding. So we are past the first million into the second million. But like I say, there's 100 million Satoshis in a block. So we're still in that first block, aren't we? So pretty early days there as well. So that's basically 1,120 Satoshis. Pretty crazy stuff. Fees to date, 174 Bitcoin paid to date. Amazing. And just incredible. What's that? $5.3 million so far paid to issue these ordinal inscriptions. Pretty crazy stuff there. We can see inscriptions over time. So we definitely had a real rally at the beginning of April following the BRC20s. So sort of tapered at the moment. So we're still doing, thousands a day at the moment. What's it, around about 10,000? But pretty incredible. What else we got going on here? So you can sort of break this down. I'll leave the link to this as well as on June.com. A lot of you will be familiar with that. Also gives you a breakdown of the type of inscriptions that people are doing, whether it's text or images, or GIFs. So you can see that. So most of it is plain text, surprisingly enough. I think that's a little bit on the boring side, but some people are doing like the alphabet, numbers, and all sorts of combination numbers and things like that. So it's pretty interesting what people are actually doing. I tend to think the imagery ones will probably do better over time, is my guess there, like all of, like punks and other NFTs. So pretty cool. 48% is in text, and images is, 34%. So there we are. Kind of cool. Lots of cool stuff in here. As you can see, data, you can go through all that if you like. And the fees, of course. Typically, I was doing a couple of inscriptions around $10 equivalent. I'm not sure what they are now. It's been a little while since I've done one, but that's pretty much on the market. Let's jump up to another marketplace. So Gamma, Gamma.io is another one you can look at. There's probably quite a few now, so I'm just going through some of the ones that have been early to the market. And here is really easy. This is so easy to use, this one. You can decide to set up an inscription as well, so it's got a how-to. You can either go to Ordinals, and you can select any of the marketplace or anything like that. You can look at minting now, people that are minting these inscriptions at the moment, and you can come and see the latest one there. So you got people minting these at the moment. It's kind of cool. What else you got here? Marketplace. You can go set their marketplace, and you've got activity as well. So you've got listings. There's all the latest listings in here. So it's kind of cool. And of course you can create on Gamma, so you can create your own as well. Just waiting for that to update. So you can create your own. That's pretty easy. Now, also another one that's just come out more recently is ordinalbots.com. And of course you can how to deploy BRC20 tokens here as well, which is new. So obviously you can make inscriptions with files and text, things like that. So you can follow all those. But you've got BRC20s now you can do to mint and deploy, which is pretty cool. I haven't actually done one of these yet, so taking into account I've done a lot of inscriptions, but not a BRC20. So that's pretty cool. Might do more on that in another video. Another obviously hot site is here is if you go to the details of here with the help, it will take you to the demo help here on BRC20s as opposed to Bitcoin inscriptions. So pretty cool. But BRC20s helps you to trade them, and it's quite useful like that, and it gives you a detail of how this works. So it's kind of neat from that point of view. All right, so that's a bit of an overview of Bitcoin inscriptions and or ordinals, and really bullish. And of course now with BRC20s out there as a token, it's kind of cool too. So hope that's a good introduction. Let me know any comments in the video description, and I'll probably do more on this space as well, like how to actually do one and things like that. All right, catch you in the next video. I'll probably be doing Zen next, so catch for that one. And we'd like to do those updates daily since it's on a bull run at the moment. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell, and I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.